Good afternoon and welcome back to Collins Road. Do apologise, just had some technical issues going in there. My name is Bevin, Jenkinson. Great to have you wherever you are tuned in. Alongside me today I have Hamilton Old Boys player, injured currently, Vicki-Rose Green. G'day Ricky again. Good to have Vicky, sorry.
Yeah.
As we just see, actually I was going to say Melville player ran out, but Hamilton Old Boys just about to run out onto the field, and as you can see, Vicky's trying to hide her excitement about that, but no, it's okay, Vicky. Do realise being a Hamilton Old Boys player yourself, it might be hard to contain your excitement a little bit. I know you're supporting Hamilton Old Boys. If I put a little bit of money on this Melville going into it, the favourites, I know you don't want to hear that, Vicky, but deep down there somewhere, Vicky will say that Melville, who are running out the home side here at Collins Road, two-time defending champions. Some kids running out with the Melville players as well, which is great to see. And just had a change in the refereeing department. Cole Northcote coming in for Larissa Collingwood. I don't have any results for you from University of Waikato and Kiki this morning. I know that game was played early. That was for third and fourth, but of course these two teams here, 1 versus 2. Wind has just died down a little bit at the start of kickoff here, feels like, Vicky.
It does.
Looks as though...
Which is good.
It is good, yep. Means I'll be okay in my shirt at the moment. My jacket's close by though. So sides are just swapping round. And just go through in the Melville side. Who were you saying earlier, Vicky, to look out for?
I know that Jasmine Hotham is definitely a player to look out for. You also got Kenyon Paul. She also doesn't represent Melville, but she represents the Kiwi Ferns and the NZ Warriors, so
yep,
she's very
bit of an all-rounded player.
Yeah, very talented.
Time on there from Cole Northcote, and it'll be Melville playing right to left, and the kick goes down towards Jade Coates, who takes it.
Yep.
12 metres inside the halfway line. It's there for Tilia Kennedy, and Cole Northcote's got a penalty. And in from the side, yeah. Well, it's something we know, as you've watched about 5 minutes of rugby this season, referees being very strict at breakdown time.
Which is good, I think. We're, women, and we should be, well disciplined in our game, so I think it's a good learning curve for us as well.
Well, I think everyone's adjusting to it still. Feedback both from referees and players alike are very strong. Only Kloppers throw the line out 2 metres inside Hamilton Old Boys half. Let us know where you're tuning in from, who you're supporting, as it's one there from Leomi Kloppers. Comes out to Renee Holmes, being spun out there for Mackay. And oh no, it's been knocked on there from Kelsey Taneti. And Melville have a scrum 12 metres inside Hamilton Old Boys. Look to go wide there, Vicky, but maybe just a bad pass there, and some hard hands going in.
Yep. Hopefully the scrum.
So Kenyon Paul will feed the ball into the scrum there. Great to have you wherever you are tuning in. Let us know where you're watching from. Good to have some supporters there from Brazil even tuning in.
Wow.
As mentioned in the build-up, Ruben Samuels, the Brazilian Sevens women's coach. Number 10 there for Melville's Nui Milo. Outside here is Stacey Flula. She can run. As the kick ball comes through and doesn't find a runner. Takes it herself, does Nui Milo. And it'll sit there for Kenyon Paul. And runner. Here's Maddie Finch, has caught a good tackle. Still 13 metres inside Hamilton Old Boys half is Melville, and good gathering there from Melville, and Hamilton Old Boys have won a penalty, no release in the tackle, and game's just seesawing a little bit first up here, Vicky.
Yeah, it is. It's back and forward at the moment, so I think so far it could be anyone's game.
Oh, scrum called. Some of you have seen quite a bit of a progression in women's rugby, actually. As scrums being set at penalty. Is there any reason that you know of for that?
I don't know. It's different for every team, I guess. And I know with Old Boys, we've got a strong front row, so I would be using that as an advantage with Tanya and stuff. So
Tanya Kalmavali.
Yeah.
This ball comes out there for Tahui, and caught a metre short of the try line, a metre short of the halfway line. Now Leomi Kloppers caught a good tackle. Keno Hamilton Old Boy comes out here for Renee Holmes. Now Tifili Lana. And they're up on the halfway line, they get a penalty too. Just no release in the tackle. And as tackler, Vicky, it's the first thing you've got to do, isn't it? Before the player has to release the ball. Yep. Another scrum call here on halfway. Interesting tactic, but as you said earlier in that last scrum, the front row that Hamilton Old Boys have got of Tafiel Fililona, Aldi Kloppers and Tanya Kalmavali.
All very strong players, so
just over 4 minutes gone. First half of the 2020 Gallagher Women's Final here at Collins Road. This ball comes in from Tahui, and it'll be Teddy Anderson breaking off. It's a runner there for Veronica Sue.
There for Kelsey.
Tenatig inside the 22 now, caught 5 metres inside. Will come left hand side now for Leomi Kloppers. And Old Boys looking to go left. First time inside the 22 now for either team. There for Kennedy Simon.
For Tuffy, good carry.
Tuffy, good run there. But I think Melville have turned this over. Yes, they have. Or, no, called that early. As Melville diving in from all angles. But it's still sitting there for
like
Renee Holmes. Now for Kalmavali. And Naomi Kloppers on a good run there. Holmes now once more. Therefore, Ricky Kanoa. There's an intercept though for Melville. Oh, and there's a stray hand that's gone out on the pass. Possibly when you're turning the ball over like that, Vicky, you've just got to hang on.
Exactly, just keep position.
You're still inside the 22. Settle it down.
Agree, yeah. Just having that ball security, I guess, in pressured situations like that is, I guess, key. And I know it can go any way in, these high level.
Well, there's pressure situations as in that one, but there's also the final too. Yeah, so there's no next week, as they say.
Exactly.
And as a commentating mate of mine said during the week, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Exactly. It's an 80-minute game, and just depends, who can.
So Tahui with the feed into the line, into the scrum there. Hart comes out left to Holmes. She'll look for a one-off runner, finds Dion Treadaway there. Now Holmes again going left. There for Veronica Sue, and it's been left behind from Morgan Hutchings, but they'll come for a knock on there. And just to pass, that's twice now that Morgan's knocked that ball on.
Yeah.
Can't really say either time's been her fault though. It's been a bit of a stray pass. So Melville now have a defensive scrum, a couple of metres inside their own 22. Good stuff though from Hamilton Old Boys, the way they're attacking at the moment.
Yeah.
And
keeping in Melville's half is always good, and it's even better keeping in their 22. So.
See what comes out of the scrum though, right hand side.
Yep, Melville definitely has a strong back line. So without a doubt, I feel they'll pull something out of the bag.
Good scrum here from Melville as Paul fires it off there to Nui Milo, and she'll just Got a punt down sideline. And finds touch there.
Yeah, excellent.
5 metres outside the 22. Melville will have, Hamilton Old Boys will have the throw. Of course, in the background there you can see the Premier B's match between Melville and Fraser Tech. I do believe that's 0-0 as well over there. As the throw comes in. Good jump there from Naomi Kloppers. Now it's out to Holmes. She can certainly run. Finds Ricky Takanawa. Good tackle there. 15 metres inside Melville's half stills. Hamilton Old Boys with the ball. Tidia Anderson. She likes running with it by the look of that, Vicky. She's had a couple of good ones today so far. Kalmavali taking it up on one of runners just currently, but Hamilton Old Boys having it at the moment. And Naomi Kloppers, and I just don't think that pass again needed to be thrown like that. They'll come back for the scrum. So it's the third or fourth knock on now from Hamilton Old Boys. It's about that top 2 inches of a game of rugby, especially a final.
I agree. I'll give it to Melville. Good pressure on line speed. I think it was from Grace. So, yeah.
She loves a good tackle though, doesn't she, Grace Halpepper Barrett?
I mean, I'll give it to her. So, yeah, good pressure, and I think it's good in those times where you needed a turnover, and she got it for her team. So
Kennedy Tahui with the scrum, 12 metres inside their own half is Melville.
Good scrum.
And there's a penalty. Standing up. And that's a killer for Melville looking to get out of their own half.
Yes.
And now they've got to turn around and defend again.
I mean, yeah, just big ups to the front row for Old Boys,
It's going to be a tackle, and they'll go left to Fedilona. And there's a couple of Melville players waiting to greet her, but she makes a few metres. 5 metres outside the 22. Now it comes out to Kalmavali. Off to Kennedy Simon. It was quite a good load though, offloading that tackle. Therefore Dion Treadaway. And just short of the 22 now is Hamilton Old Boys inside Melville's territory. Cleaned up there by Naomi Kloppers. 2 daughters, the coach of Luan for Hamilton Old Boys. Rena Holmes, you've got to tackle here. Comes out left to the fullback Veronica Sue. And good tackle in there.
And a turnover for Melville. So.
Yep, and it'll be booted down there from Kenyon Paul, but not found touch. Over ball, funny bounce, but sits there for Morgan Hutchings. And decent tackle on her, but Hamilton Old Boys still with it. Now Ricky Takanawa with it, with another run.
Good carry-in.
Holmes playing half-back. Treadaway called him a good tackle. Basil finds Tennity. And now Old Boys just looking to slow it down just a little bit, but Kalmavali making her Updink's run. Kloppers says, give it to me and I'll make some metres. Melville defence holding just at the moment. There for Ricky Takanawa.
Yeah, good tackle again from Nui from Melville.
Yeah, some great tackle, but Hamilton Old Boys playing well here to keep hold of the ball. And Kennedy Simon up towards the 22. There for Kalmavali. Old Boys just inching forward a little bit outside the Melville 22. Good tackle there on Veronica. So it's a wacky do coming in from Stacey Flula. She was itching for this game earlier in the week. Coates, it's gone backwards. Does Cole Dulfscope roll? And there's a big raking hand in there from Hamilton Old Boys to secure that. It's a quick tap here from Melville, Kiriana Nolan.
Great tackle from Renee Holmes.
And not back 10. I
think it just comes down to discipline, I think.
Yeah, well, Melville were just driving forward through that ruck, and just sometimes it's instinct, isn't it, almost just to push it back. Hopefully the referee's not looking. That's kick's knocked out. We'll go inside the 22. Kelsey Tennity doing some tidying up. She'll ground the ball and we'll come back for the 22. It's a bit of an action-packed 12 minutes here, Vicky.
Yeah, very exciting.
Yeah.
Exciting finals for
I was going to say it's living up to a final. You can see some finals be a bit one-sided, which is not great for a spectacle of rugby. But the 22 restart is decent. Kiriana Nolan doing some tidying up, and it's gone out. Big quick throw in there from Nolan. And Hossam tidying it up on the throw. Hui Harding with it. And a good tackle on her. Melville playing a quick game right hand side. Inside Hamilton Old Boys half now.
Hui, yeah, good carry.
There for Hui Harding. Now we're going to come left now.
Yeah, hitting Estan. Good meet.
Esther Forga. With the carry, and 5 metres inside Hamilton Old Boys half. Paul looking for her options, finding a good runner there from playing up. Now it's a long ball out there to Kiriana Nolan. She cuts back inside though, caught 12 metres inside Hamilton Old Boys half. This is the third time inside Old Boys half as Melville. Still 0-0. Hopepa Barrett take her on the 10 metre line, and there's an Old Boys player down there at the moment, and there's a I think Kennedy Simon's going to be pinged there for offside though. It was a good read, but just up it's a bit too quick there for Sue, and it's a good run here.
Good run from Danny.
Danny playing it, yep. Therefore, Gabby Sutherland. Both those ladies can run with the ball in hand. Right hand side for Hui Harding. Inside the Old Boys 22 is now Melville. See first time. Therefore Mia Anderson. Hamilton Old Boys trying to get that ball back, but well cleared out there from Melville. For Hotham now. Flula gives it a couple of goes. She will go in, and we have the first try of the game. And Vicky, it's just some class there from Stacey Flula, and a player like that, you've got to tackle her and not give her the options like that.
Exactly. She's a dangerous player, and I think everyone knows that, not just our girls, but with those type of players, you just need to try and shut down, and I think we'll learn from that. But it's all right. Well tried.
Yeah, well tried. Yeah, that's a new one. Canyon Paul with a successful conversion. 7-0. 15 minutes gone here in the 2020 Gallagher Women's Final at Collins Road. It's right, Vicky, I'm assuming this is your first time in commentary, is it?
It is,
yep. No, you're doing a great job. Don't worry about those little slip-ups, though, because I've even seen Grant Nisbet and the likes naked you. So.
I'm just like, oh.
You can't call yourself, I've always said though, you can't call yourself a commentator unless you put the curse in. It's when you put the commentator's curse in that you're a true commentator.
Oh, fair enough, eh?
I know you don't want to be doing that to Hamilton Old Boys though.
No, definitely not.
We start here from Renee Holmes. Kicks to the right hand side and left to bounce. Goes into touch. And Melville will have a line out 3 metres outside the 22. Got a pole in the way. There's always a pole wherever I live stream, it feels. Can't do much about that. And Hamilton Old Boys have won this line out against the throw. Sits there for Tahui. Off there for Fiti Lena. Quarter metre short of the 22. Can Hamilton Old Boys convert the fourth goal into the 22? As Naomi Kloppers makes another storming run. Melville trying to win it back, but doesn't. Kalmavali. Well, your props can sure do some good carrying of the ball there, Vicky.
Yeah, they definitely can, and I think that's probably one of our, strengths, and that's a thing that we need to probably use to our advantage.
It's working so far because now Kalmavali's 5 metres short again of the try line. And it's a penalty.
Yeah.
It's not releasing in the tackle. And Melville use one of their get out of free jail cards.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, big ups to the Melville girls, sticking out. They needed it. I think they needed it. So.
Well, the Hamilton Old Boys were doing very well, just going forward, but a couple of times the Hamilton Old Boys just not getting their players in first to secure the ball.
Support, yeah. But I know that it's only early days, so I know that.
Yeah, 18 minutes into the first half. I'm just having a good laugh at Ronnie Phillips, who's ground announcing. They were there on the far side of the where the ball is at the moment. Wasn't sure whether it was a try or not. Definitely not a try. Scrum set here for Melville though. My name's Bevin Jenkinson, alongside me, Vicki-Rose. Good to have you wherever you are tuned in. As the scrum is now being set. On the run off runner there for Danielle Peanga. And just inside the 22 still is Melville. Coming right hand side for Peanga. And it'll sit there for Hopopo Barrett, playing halfback. Melville not playing a territory game at the moment, just possession. And they'll get a penalty for it. I will just take a steps back just so I can get in there. If that's alright, cheers. Just tell me if I'm blocking the view. So Melville looking to clear for touch and doesn't. There for Taniti. And there's a big head clash here. We'll have time off. And it's just a nasty head clash in there, unfortunately, Vicky. Nothing sinister in it. It was just a big clash of heads, and I'm hoping Kelsey Taniti is okay. Well done to Cole Northcote too for calling time off straight away for that. So we'll just have a stoppage in play here. Cole just having a talk to Paul Redfern about it.
From our point of view, there was nothing, sinister about it, but just great contact.
Just a high carry, unfortunately, and nobody likes seeing that at any point of rugby. Good to see too the support staff running on there and just making sure she's okay. We're going to have a stoppage here and play for a bit. Bit of Bob Marley going on in the background there. Tell you what, I know Hamilton Maris do this. They bring in a PA and tour, plays a bit of music.
Yeah.
It actually really does add to the environment at club rugby. And good to see that Melville have done that here today for these supporters. So that try that Melville have scored so far today, the only point scored as well as the conversion, just ball being carried out left, and then Flula looking to go, dummied and then just ducked inside, and tackles weren't being made there, Vicky.
No, I think they can identify space pretty early with Stacey and their knowledge on the field and off the field, but they probably just see overlaps, which I think on behalf of Old Boys they're just not spreading out and using the width and using, man on defence, but I know that hopefully they can learn from that try, but
good to see that Kelsey's okay. What we do disheartened from Hamilton Old Boys, they've had a few excursions inside Melville's 22, and 5 minutes ago we just saw them just short of the try line and then concede a penalty for not releasing. from your point of view, what else has Hamilton Old Boys done quite well?
I think once they identify space and look up, they can do, magic. And if they, I've been told that the ball always beats the player. So just using that and stuff, but I know it's only early days, so anything can happen.
Yeah, so play's going to resume here with a Hamilton Old Boys scrum. Just a bit of a clash of heads.
Yeah.
That must be a strong head that Taniti has on her shoulders, because she's carrying on playing. It is something that in rugby we do need to be very vigilant though. Is it Taniti?
No, that's Morgan.
Oh, okay.
Dion's, I think, Baylor's come on into the halves. Kennedy Tahoe. Yep, so Tahoe's gone into second five. Dion's pushed out
to the wing.
Yep.
Dion straight away.
Yep.
This ball comes here for Renee Holmes. Kennedy looking for an inside run, doesn't get it though. There for Ricky Takanawa, up onto the 10 metres inside Melville's half. And there for Veronica Sue. As Melville have turned it over.
Yeah, great turnover from Canyon Paul.
Yeah, Nisha Hamilton with a run. Hamilton Old Boys have turned it over now. Naomi Kloppers with it. Therefore, Fatalena. And it's been ripped from the tackle, but must release is the call.
Yes. She was tackled, so I know that you'd have to release and...
Thanks for somebody asking what the score is. We did have some earlier technical difficulties, and in my haste to get this live stream back up, I realised that the score wasn't up. Now it is with the time. Doing commentary, the live streaming, maintaining the live stream, Vicky, just gets a little bit too much.
No, it does. It gets exciting these type of, even more so this final. So
interesting choice here from Hamilton Old Boys. They've gone for the points.
Yeah.
So penalty kick just outside the 22 on the right, 5 metres to the right hand uprights. Wind blowing from left to right into that right hand corner. It's not too strong though at the moment.
No, not at the moment. Now hopefully it holds out when she kicks, but. So far it's been pretty interesting.
The Neaton.
It looks like
Kalira's going to take the kick. Is that correct? It's all good on the team list.
That is Baylor, but she's got the wrong jersey on.
Hariana Baylor? Yeah, no, I was thinking.
That's not Kalira, but.
I looked at your face when I said it. As the kick is just off the uprights, it's play on. There's a push all over the place. And we'll see who ends up with this.
Yeah.
Yep, Melville have got it. So they're going to clear the line. No, they're going to run it. There's a bowl on the way. Now it's there for Kiriana Nolan. And everyone's taking a tumble. It was a great tackle.
From Tanya.
And Paul Redford does quite well to stay on his feet as well as the assistant referee.
Oh, no. That's not good.
What's that?
I think she's might be concussed too.
No, just so Kiriana Nolan's taken a bit of a knock there, but she's okay. She'll make her way back to the left-hand wing. And so Amy Kloppers will throw the ball into the line out. There's been one there, but it's not straight. It sort of looked like it was straight down their own line from here.
From this angle, it looked pretty good, but hey,
yeah, but we're a little bit off-skewered.
yeah, yet another scrum.
Yeah, we've had a few in this final so far.
Yep, in this half. Green. Mine also? Vicki-Rose green.
Rose.
So like Vicki-Rose.
So what you're watching is the women's final.
So my name's Bevin Jenkinson, alongside me Vicki-Rose Green. in commentary as Kenyon Paul makes a run off the back of the scrum. A couple of metres outside Hamilton Old Boys, outside their own 22. There for Daniel Paenga. And Melville going forward, and they've got an advantage for an offside penalty. They'll come left hand side for Melville, still inside deep though, but they do have numbers. And there's a good tackle there on Gabby Sutherland. Paul with it. We'll find Nui Milo, and it's just been shuffled along the back line now. Mia Anderson with it, being left behind, tidied up by Maddie Finch though. Right hand side for Manaia Nuku. And it's an intercept. And it's Dion Treadaway who will go all the way, not quite, she's tripped up. And a good tackle, it's the last second tackle that needed to be made. Hamilton Old Boys players trying to play outside the retreating Melville players. Tidia Anderson going very close, and oh no, again Hamilton Old Boys not releasing in the tackle, and some exciting stuff there, Vicky.
Very exciting, just a good cover tackle back from Manaia Nuku that she got it stolen from her, so it just shows resilience, I think, with her, and it's never too late to.
It's the third time that Melville haven't found touch in the kick. And claimed up there on the inside the 22 is now his Old Boys. There for Kalmavali.
Yeah, great tackle and carry from here.
Still going forward though, his Old Boys. Holmes with it, shuffling it off to Feti Lena. Both props though, Old Boys are making some good runs though. And there's a penalty, this time for Hamilton Old Boys. 15 metres short of the Melville try line.
Quick tap
from Ariana Baylor. Yep, Kalmavali with the ball. Goes right hand side, being shuffled off there again to Feti Lina. Going just short of the try line. Old Boys, can they hang on though?
It's been turned over.
It has been turned. Yeah, it has been turned over by Melville. Just as I say that, thanks Vicki-Rose. And a couple of ducks inside. Great offload there. And Melville managing to get outside the 22. Now one off runner here with Estefanico running it. 15 metres still inside their own half. It's been a while since Melville have managed to find Hamilton Old Boys half. Going right hand side, chip through from Flula, and it is found touch. Putting a flag up there, Brian Williams, a young up and coming referee. Talking about referees as well, Larissa Collingwood, who was supposed to referee this match, late scratching, and Michael Winter being announced as high performance referees for the Wharapama Cup this season, which is great to see. A couple of Waikato referees representing there.
Larissa's in the FPC.
Both Larissa and Michael doing Wharapama Cup this season.
I just think that's so special, a woman, being able to.
It's great to see and Brian Williams as well coming up through the ranks. Definitely need more referees.
Yeah.
You can touch the union if you're interested.
Please.
Old Boys running it, still inside the 20, inside their half is Coates on another run.
Advantage.
There's been an offside advantage being played for Hamilton Old Boys, and they'll come back for it. As that wind picks up just a bit more. Thanks Mark Stewart for confirming that the Premier A game will be played on field 1 after the women's final here.
Hey, the fields are looking great for
It is, it's in very good nick. Thankfully we haven't had any rain.
Might have been a different story there, but I know the weather's,
Weather's playing ball so far. So Hamilton Old Boys finding touch, 2 metres short of halfway. Just over 10 minutes to go, first half, the 2020 Waikato Women's Gallagher final. Great to have them as naming rights sponsor as well for the Women's Premiership. Renee Holmes, a couple of dummies. There's a loose ball kicked through from Fleur, but it's gone straight up. So there for everyone, and Melville have knocked it on. Well, it's almost a free-for-all when the ball goes. I think even Stacey stopped and looked at that and went, hang on. Ball was supposed to go forwards, not upwards. Wrong part of the boot, I'm sure. It's definitely a final though, Vicki-Rose, at the moment. Both teams really know there's no tomorrow.
No,
definitely.
It's not another final to prep for. So I know all these girls, both teams are, fizzing.
It's great to have you too, Vicki-Rose, because as you can see, I've struggled a couple of times with player names and then you've chipped in, so no, it's really good to have you joining in with comments as well. And I do know you tracked down last second.
Hey, it's alright. I don't mind doing these type of things.
A shout out to Honey Hitimi Smiler. If you are tuning in, Honey, I hope your sister's doing okay.
Yes.
I had that message come in from you today. So I hope you and your family are okay, especially your sister.
Much aloha to your whānau. Honey, Hans.
Yeah, for Ariana Baylor, finding Naomi Kloppers just short of the 10 metre line, still inside their own half as Hamilton Old Boys. And Kalmavali shaping to kick almost, it looked like.
It did. Have you never seen a prop kick?
I've seen plenty of props, but I think she loves carrying the ball too much. Baylor that finds Holmes, still going left hand side, and some great hands here from Old Boys inside the halfway line. Holmes hasn't run the ball too much today, but it's another one to her name. It's Fetty-Lena with it, 5 metres inside Melville's halfway line. Therefore, Kennedy Simon, and she does very well. Gets tackled, lets the ball go, and gets up again. Naomi Kloppers with it.
Yeah, good meat from Kenyon Paul. Good tackle, defensive tackle, considering her size and Leo's size. So hey.
Yeah, sometimes it can be a mismatch, but you can use that to your advantage, though, can't you, when you're a smaller player on the field?
Definitely easier to tackle lower, whereas these taller players.
Melville have turned this over. Flula with a bit of a run, but gets caught there very well by Baylor. And it's popping up all over the place as the ball. And it's a spot tackle on there that stopped Hopepa Barrett, but someone else coming in through there with a good tackle. Nui Milo with it. Melville just inching forward, still just outside their own 22 though. 7-0, 7 minutes to go before half time. Just a reminder, that time is only a rough estimate, it's not exact. This is a good run here for Jasmine Hotham. And it's away. It's there for Mia Anderson.
Yeah, great run from her from the blindside flanker.
Finds Hamilton Old Boys halfway line. Hotham still hunting in with it, with the ball. Right hand side there for Gabby Sutherland. Just to find Hopepa Barrett. Being shuffled from Kurahiki. Now Finch with it. And it's a good screen tackle there. As long as you get the player down, who cares how it's done? Who you're Harding with it. Milo finds Mia Anderson. She's struggling off a couple but gets caught anyway. Shake left hand side now for Paul. Tries to chip it through and can't. And the Old Boys have tied this up. I think just running out of options was Melville there, with Hamilton Old Boys defence doing quite well. It's Fetty-Lena has it, and Hamilton Old Boys win a penalty. No release in the tackle. And Old Boys doing very well to hang on there. Vicki-Rose and get another penalty for it.
Yes, I guess it was well needed after that, set piece from Melville. So I think big ups to both teams so far in this first half, and I know that there's only a few minutes left. So
yeah, just over 5 minutes to go. 7-0 Melville lead here at Collins Road. First half over Hamilton Old Boys for the 2020 Waikato Women's Gallagher final. My name's Bevin Jenkinson, alongside me Vicki-Rose Green. Great to have you. Wherever you are tuned in, let us know where you are watching from, who you're supporting. Don't forget to, coming up at 2:45, we'll have the Stag Trophy match between Melville, who sit third on the table, and Fraser Tech, who are sitting fourth. That game is just about worthy of a final itself, actually.
Couldn't agree with you more with that one, Bev.
There for Baylor, gives the tap off there for Talia Anderson. Back for Baylor, finds Ricky Takano on the comeback for a scrum penalty. Popping up again. Yeah, that was the second time that one's been penalised at scrum time. And you did speak in the pre-game too, Vicki-Rose, that your forwards do have quite a bit of momentum, and the way they've been carrying the ball, that tight five as well, it's no surprise that scrum is pretty good from Old Boys. Holmes looking to clear for touch though. Fuller on the sideline here looking, ball hasn't been too well kicked into touch. That one's a very good one though. We'll have a line out 8 metres inside Hamilton Old Boys half.
I must say, Bev, there's a few supporters down here.
That's a big turnout down here. It's
massive.
Great to see.
It is.
For women's rugby. Ever growing sport, and now Hariana Baylor being cleaned up in a tackle there. Holmes playing half. And I'll managed to just keep inside the 10 metre line, still inside own half with Nisha Hamilton. Making some metres now though as Hamilton Old Boys. Melville looking to turn the ball over, can't. And Kamavali picks it up at the back of the ruck with a good carry. Fiti Liner with her own carry shows, let's go this way. Old Boys doing very well to make sure they're getting there and arriving in time to make sure no penalties. Naomi Clappers making a few metres. Baylor now, Holmes out to Tahui, and there's an advantage, penalty advantage there.
Head high tackle.
Figured from your exclamation there, I was just looking down at my notes. that would have been high, and they'll come back.
I mean, these are probably, the minutes where you get a bit lazy and things like that slip, which is understandable,
It's a high contact sport though, and this is the thing I think is misunderstood by some people about rugby. Those do happen.
Yep.
It's very rarely is it intentional.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just part and parcel of rugby, unfortunately.
Part of the game, and I know these girls aren't.
Yeah, better than watching Super Rugby. Well, Chiefs play the Crusaders tonight.
Let's hope the Chiefs have a better turnout,
Well, as a Blues supporter, Vicki-Rose, just to remind you that I do support Auckland, I do actually hope the Chiefs win tonight. Chiefs are definitely my second team, though. And I do hope the Gallagher Chiefs do well tonight. Of course, I'll be a bit one-eyed tomorrow when the Blues take them on the Highlanders down at Sportside Bar Stadium. It's a great competition, though, at the moment, isn't it? Super Rugby, Aotearoa.
Chiefs have had, I think, bad end of the stick with some of the decisions.
Yeah, they've had a couple of decisions not go their way, but that is rugby, unfortunately.
Yeah. And I know that they turn up each game with intentions to win, and they've been outstanding.
Yeah, definitely. I think the only real bad game they managed to play was the Blues here in week 2. It's a tip through from Hamilton Old Boys, and there's a couple of runners. Veronica Sue looking to try and tidy it up. And it has been, sits there back for Kennedy Tahui. Holmes there, shuffling it off to Naomi Clippers. There's another advantage.
Head high.
just the tackles are slipping up. And Cole Northcote will just have a talk there to Ashby Sutherland, the captain. Hamilton Old Boys, if they manage to score here on half time, that's going to give them a lot of belief coming into the second half.
Or even if they don't score, I think that there's still, it's only a converted try between them, so anything can happen. It's 40 minutes, so 40 minutes, I guess. But I know anything could happen. A knock on from inside Melville's, 5 can determine anything. So. Yep. And vice versa.
So Bo to feed the scrum 15 metres inside Melville's half. Holmes sitting out left hand side. She's looking for options and manages to find Veronica Sue there. And good run.
Great tackle. Oh.
Good tackle on the
turnover,
I think. Yeah, Melville are looking as though they're setting up for a turnover. They have got it. But Old Boys have won a penalty. Wow.
Big ups to Kennedy Simons, Great tackle
just
from...
getting making those first tackles count. In any sort of game of rugby, first tackles always count and matter, but especially in a final and a quick turnover like that for Melville. You can see a quick break sometimes make that way.
Yeah, speaking on Kennedy Simon, she's another player to watch out for. So if anyone's following her in her journey with Blackferns, she's amazing player.
It's I know it's something Renee Holmes talked about today when I was talking to her. One of the good things about COVID-19 happening is that a lot of the players have come home and playing club rugby. Stacey Fleuler as well said earlier in the week, it's great to actually play club rugby for a change. Because the higher up you go, the more chances and opportunities for play overseas there is. But no, the general consensus it's great playing club rugby.
And I know from experiences, this year, just having those type of girls with experience like that is phenomenal, and just learning off them is,
something you won't easily forget.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So in referee's time with the clock.
Looks like a player down. Might be Tuffy.
Yeah.
His shoulder.
It does look as though she's got a shoulder issue there. The Tuffy old facial liner. And we'll just attend to that. A couple of injury concerns there for Hamilton Old Boys. She might have just taken a good whack on the shoulder there.
Yeah, it could have been, a hard hit in the scrum, and hey, I know that's part of rugby, so...
And I think it's the inside shoulder too for the loose head prop, which is...
it would be,
If it's, if you get to choose which shoulder you want to injure, it's definitely not the inside one. But looks as though she's okay.
Great tactics from Melville. Typical tactics, I guess.
So, yes, Vicki-Rose Green is in commentary with me, Bevin Jenkinson. It's great to have Vicki-Rose tuning in, commentating with me. Renee Holmes, getting my names confused. With a good break, finds Veronica Sue. She'll go inside and caught short of the try line.
Yeah, good cover tackle from Danielle.
With a great cover there. Comes left hand side for Hamilton Old Boys through Naomi Coppers.
It's hard to mention great line break from Renee Holmes.
It was a great line break. Kalmavali with it. Now sits there for Baylor. Tafiel. It's left hand side there for Dion Treadaway, and it'll be a try. Well, ball beating man there, Vicki-Rose, and some great passage of play from Hamilton Old Boys right on half time.
Yeah, again, like you mentioned just I think a couple minutes before, it would be great for Old Boys to score at half time, so they managed to do that. So I know for sure that this will definitely give them a confidence boost coming into that second half.
He will kick him from the left hand side into the wind.
Yes, very challenging kick, I know.
One blown left to right. Difficult one here for Ariana Baylor. Conversion, penalty earlier coming off the posts. And looking at the way the teams are shaping up, that will be half time. Out on the 22, touch climb 2 metres short. 2 metres in from touch from Baylor. Takes a step back, comes in, kicks it, and way to the left. That is half time here. What did Melville need to do going into the second half here, Vicki-Rose?
I think just with old boys having so much possession, just trying to, when they do have ball possession, just keep it. I know, speaking from old boys, you know, that's probably not
I think that's both sides there.
Yeah.
Anyway, 7-5 at half time. Turn back very soon for the second half for the 2020 Waikato Rugby Women's Gallagher Final here at Collins Road. Right, we're back for the second half. Sorry, folks, about all the stuff that was going on with the camera. 7-5, Melville are leading. My name's Bevin, Jenkinson. Great to have you wherever you are tuned in. Alongside me, Vicki-Rose Green. Vicki-Rose, it's definitely living up to a final, isn't it?
Oh, it sure is. I mean, I wouldn't want to spend any other Saturday, you know? This is probably one of the best games I've watched so far, so...
Great display for women's rugby here at Collins Road. The 2020 Gallagher women's final. And early stages here in the second half. I'm not actually too sure, sorry about the please score over there. I think there has been a couple of tries, but haven't been watching it too much. Focus more on the women's final here. Try and bring you an update. Where's the music playing from? There's a knock on coming off the line out. And just a bit of a scrappy start here for the second half. Vicki-Rose?
Definitely not how the girls started the first half, so hopefully they'll all shake it off. And
yeah, Hamilton Old Boys with the scrum anyway. Good steady scrum as Baylor feeds it off to Holmes. Inside runner there to Hui. And left hand side for Jade Coates. 5 metres inside Melville's half now. Hamilton Old Boys have had their fair share of possession and territory in this game. Another run there from Kennedy Simon. And Kalmavali trying to shrug off a tackle, but Gabby Sutherland gets there in the end. Holmes trying to find some options and gets it away there to Kennedy Simon. One of the impressive players in the Hamilton Old Boys first half so far. Naomi Kloppers. Hamilton Old Boys forwards are certainly running well with the ball as Fetilina taking another run. 13 metres inside Old Boys half, Melville's halves. Baylor has it right hand side as there's a couple of players down a little bit. Looks like as Tidia Anderson takes a run, hasn't had too much ball in hand at the moment, but Kalmavali certainly knows what it is to how to carry the ball. And now Baylor off to Holmes, finds to Hui, now to Ricky Takanawa. She's needing a good tackle. And Holmes finding Coates now. Just outside the 22 is Hamilton Old Boys, but Melville win a penalty and not releasing in the tackle is the call. And I've seen that a few times. Vicki-Rose, Hamilton Old Boys going close, but just not being able to seal off the ball well enough.
Just not executing that well, I guess, and definitely cost them that ball position and stuff like that. But yeah, big ups to Melville.
It's a stoppage in play for injury. Yeah. And try scorers so far: Stacey Flewer for Melville, and who did we give the Hamilton Old Boys try to in the end?
Dion Treadaway.
It was Dion Treadaway. That's right. Yep. Try scorers 7-5. Melville are leading. One try each. The conversion. Hamilton Old Boys weren't able to convert. Is the difference. Tap and go here from Melville. As Gabby Sutherland makes some big meters, chewing them up. So Hopepa Barrett with it actually. Now going left hand side to Estefaoga. 2 metres short of the halfway line. Melville still inside their own half though. Another one off runner. Paul finding Finch left hand, right hand side, but they actually go out to Huia Harding. Tackled on the halfway line. Still going left as Paul decides to go for herself. And Ash Gabby Sutherland, the Melville captain, trying to find some metres, but good tackling in here from Old Boys. And lowers the go for a good tackle, and it's an advantage. Is it for Old Boys? It's a bit messy all over the place. And it looks as though Old Boys have won this through Neisha Hamilton. Still there for Hamilton Old Boys, still inside their own half, but Fiji Liners knocked it on, and ball security just lacking a little bit there, Vicki-Rose.
It is, it's starting to, I guess, creep in, I guess, but I know that these women, both teams are well experienced, and I know that they'll get it back.
So Melville with a scrum just on the 10 metre line. Hamilton Old Boys territory. 2020 Gallagher Women's Waikato Rugby Club Final at Collins Road here between Melville and Hamilton Old Boys. My name is Bevin Jenkinson, alongside me Vicki-Rose Green. Great to have you wherever you are tuned in. Stay tuned, 2:45 PM kickoff for the Stag Trophy match. Melville taking on Fraser Tech for the men's there. He's pulled a great pass out to Milo. There's a few running options, but knocked it on. Cleaned up here by Baylor for Hamilton Old Boys. Up towards the halfway line. Baylor finding Maddie Finch. Now Kalmavali knows only one way, and that's forward. Left it behind though, and Melville have got it back. Gabby Sutherland has it. There's some short passes going in there. It's Melville inside Hamilton Old Boys half now. Some runners here for Melville. It's Grace Hurgood Barrett making a couple more metres to her tally. Milo now finding Finch. And some low tackles coming in from Old Boys, making sure the Melville players can't go anywhere. Often having to do some tidying up at ruck time. Milo, it's a big wacky-doo coming in from one of the Hamilton Old Boys players. Did you catch that bus?
Yeah,
Vicky?
I know. Kennedy Simons, I know. Definitely typical from her. She likes
she's up again at it.
I know, she's definitely a player that loves contact, and she won't shy away from it.
Doesn't look like it in the final today. Loose ball here. Now it's popped up for Kiriana Nolan. She's a wide pass out to her other winger, Manaya Nuku. Can she find some space on the outside? Tackled 7 metres short of the Hamilton Old Boys try line. There for Hotham, playing halfback. Finding Harding now, and it's just popping up all over the place. Therefore, Ash Gabby Sutherland. Try line beckoning now for Melville. Flula off to Kiriana Nolan, and the woman who started it has finished it here, Vicki-Rose. And it was just good passage of play and patience from Melville showing.
I know, definitely great patience from the Melville side, and I know that Kiriana is a skillful player, so no doubt that well executed.
Yep, so 12-5 kick to come here for Melville in the 2020 Gallagher Women's Final. And the kick being taken outside the 22 there for Melville.
Jasmine Hotham.
This is Hotham with the conversion as it just trickles over the try line. Unsuccessful. Scoreline stays Melville 12, Hamilton Old Boys 5. 9.5 minutes gone. Second half.
Yeah, very exciting second half. I think it was a bit slow at the beginning, but
it was almost played between the 22s. A couple of times both teams went into the 22s and a try each from both sides in that first half. But seems a bit freer now the second half.
Yeah. Just well composed down at for Melville, like just with, keeping ball position, and that's, what kind of wins games, and they identified the space outside. So.
And the restart here from Holmes goes down into the side of 22. Cleaned up here from Melville. A couple of running options. Karehiki being brought to ground now. It's a bit of an unorthodox way to set up a run, but it gets there anyway. Sits here for Ashgaby Sutherland. Manages to fire off a pass here for Hui Harding. Still going left is Melville. And a couple of times now Melville's tackled, let the ball go and picked it up again, carried on, and now Hamilton Old Boys being pinged for an offside penalty. And some changes here coming from Melville, which is Lanita Nalu might be coming onto the field very soon. But, won't be just yet because Melville deciding to tap and go. Karehiki might have taken a bit of a knock, taken a while to get back up there. Good carry there from Ashgaby Sutherland up towards the 10 metre line. Still Melville territory though, but they have the ball. And now Paul with it. And gets away from a couple of tackles. Does Hui Harding. She's done that a couple of times as you're nodding your head there, Vicki-Rose.
Yeah, definitely a strong ball carrier.
And they're just standing there looking at Jasmine Hotham run. You can't let them do that. And there's been a slip over. And Jasmine Hotham has got underneath the posts. Dion Chenaway's just got wrong-footed there, unfortunately, and she's fallen over and gifted the try.
Yeah, big ups to Jasmine Hotham. She likes ball in hand, and she knows where to find space, identify it pretty fastly, as you could see, and she just.
If I was Dion, no, I probably wouldn't be looking back at that try very, very often. That was just a bit unfortunate.
It was very unfortunate, but Jasmine knows how to.
Where the try line is.
Yeah, she exactly knows where it is and knows how to.
Looks as though we're going to have a drop goal conversion. Straight out in front, no problems. 19-5, and 12 and a half minutes gone. Well, I think when you're Hamilton Old Boys, with a play like that, you just got to learn from a mistake like that, where they just stood there and watched Jasmine run through.
Exactly, yeah. And Jasmine's not a slow player. She knows how to use her feet, and she knows how to, use the ball. So
definitely not somebody I would want to have a drag race with. The feet. Yeah, Dylan Huffy, thanks for your comment on the sideline. Having refereed a bit of women's rugby in the past, it's I definitely like doing it because of the physicality. You do some nice hits. Esther Fiago takes the kick off. Therefore, Ashgaby Sutherland going left hand side through Milo.
You can just see with the Melville team, I think after they've scored those, quick tries, that they've just bumped up the intensity.
Momentum's definitely swung their way, and it's a funny thing in sport. I was watching junior secondary schools basketball last night. That game was going all over the place. One team had momentum, then the next, and came down to the final couple of free throws. Melville over halfway line though, and players going all over the place, and Grasso, who the Barrett's done the tidying up. Therefore, Manaia Nuku, and there's a penalty for intentional knockdown. Can't do that in rugby.
Not at all.
Taz Gabby Sutherland letting Cole Northcote know that he's got it right. I think if the call went the other way, it probably wouldn't be doing that.
I think I just heard from the Melville captain that she wants the game plans to keep ball in hand. So
well, you've got to have the ball in hand to score, don't you? There's Hope for Barrett with another run from the tap and go. There for Esther Fiago. This is a bit of a push and shove off the ball, but carry on. There for Harding. Now through Kaniopanga. a good start to the game, but went pretty quiet. Now as the kick comes in from Hotham, charge down, now another kick through. And Kiriana Nolan doing the chasing, but cleaned up there from Hamilton Old Boys. Managing to find it, fire a pass out for Dion Treadaway. And Old Boys 3 metres inside their own 22 at the moment. And Kalmavali with a good run. Should get a tracker on her and find out how much running she's been doing with the ball. Baylor playing halfback again. And Kalmavali now cocking up a couple of more metres with ball in hand. Baylor again. Going right hand side through Nisha Hamilton. And some good footwork here from Old Boys. From Ricky Takanoa, the captain. And now a good tackle on the Army Coppers. Old Boys just slowing it down a little bit. Fiji Lona making some metres. There's an advantage for a penalty though. I think Melville were up too quick there. Baylor finding Kalmavali. Another 10 or so metres. Baylor going left hand side. Holmes now finding Tilly Anderson. Baylor going up herself towards the halfway line. Can't make it, a good tackle there. Oh, Melville trying to get some hands in there, but being told to let go. Here for Hamilton. And it just won't stop at the moment. Fiji-Lona making some more metres for the Old Boys. Holmes with a kick through. As Hotham does some tidying up, but they'll come back for a penalty. Cole Northcote, who's having a really good game out there. Vicki-Rose is a young up-and-coming referee, being put into the spotlight at the last minute almost.
I mean, big ups to him, and you know what, it's great to see, you know, this young talented man like reffing a women's final. It's good to see.
So time off for an injury there from Old Boys. Just trying to figure out who that might be. I should have thought it might have been Renee that was having having some attention seen to, but she seems okay. And scrum called here from Hamilton Old Boys. The second half's a lot more frenetic to that first half, isn't it?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's been back and forwards, hasn't it?
It's lived up to a final though. That's the key thing. Everybody wants a great final when it comes to it. And even though Melville have scored a couple of quick tries, Hamilton Old Boys are showing they're not dropping their heads yet and still in the game.
Yes, I mean it's still early days, and I know with the scrum here I feel one of our strengths is Old Boys, so fingers crossed,
As the scrum goes down. Old Boys having the ball, having the scrum 9 metres inside their own half. 9 metres inside Melville's half. My name's Bevin Jenkinson. Great to have you wherever you are tuning into the 2020 Waikato Women's Gallagher Final alongside me, Vicki-Rose Green. Also thank you to Vicky for joining us in.
No worries,
great to have a player's input into it.
Trying to keep involved with the game, you know.
Yep. Just a reminder that the time is only an estimate, it is not a definite time, as I've just realised it started after the last stoppage in play. As the ball's been fired off there to Manaia Ricky Takanoa. He's making some good metres, probably the biggest runner of the Hamilton Old Boys backline. There for Holmes. Sue with it. Finding Dion Treadaway. Caught on the 22 metre line. So the ball's come out and Melville have managed to steal it through Ash Gabby Sutherland. And chance to maybe clear their line for Melville. But knowingly, oh, it's a good wicky-do coming on Mia Anderson. There's a spot tackle, and did you catch the bus number there? Is it Kennedy again? Yeah, no, I think it by the look in your face. Might have been Kennedy just storming through. I wonder if Go Bus are looking for... Hamilton Old Boys have actually turned this over. Kalamavali coming up towards the try line there. Can Hamilton Old Boys close this gap up? Got to keep ball in hand and not give away penalties though. Another one-off runner. It's a pick and go. Festival at the moment when he's this close to the line. Kennedy, Simon not quite there. Baylor to Sue. And it's been called forward. But they've come back for an offside penalty though. Old Boys go quick. Still short of the line though for Hamilton Old Boys. Melville defence holding just at the moment. And Elnie Clopper's going in close. But they've got to come back for another penalty. And Melville are going to have to be careful here. Dangerous territory when you're that close to the line.
And two in a row, and I think it might have been again for offside, so same penalty.
Same infringements. And Cole Northcote just blowing some time off here for a Melville injury.
Grace.
Yeah, Grace going down. It's probably not what Melville wants. Like her of her class being injured. But no, she just took a couple of moments. There's a quick tap here from Baylor, gives it off to Kalamavali. And these players all over the short of the try line for Old Boys. They've still got it though. And they come left. Not quite there. It's just a pick and go. They've gone right in there, but it's been held up. Great passage of play, both teams. Hamilton Old Boys doing well, not to giving away penalties like they did in the first half, but Melville's defence holding in quite well as well.
Yeah, exactly. Melville's, keeping composed and stuff in those real hard situations like that, having Old Boys, their front pack, but big ups to Old Boys. You know what, they're doing well, and Old Boys all day. It'll be Old Boys ball, 5 metres out from their try line. Again, Old Boys is very dominant in their scrum area, so...
Comes out right hand side. Thanks for carrying on there. It's Tahui. Kennedy Tahui making some running metres. Hamilton Old Boys still short of the try line. Therefore,
looks like
Jed Coates. Coming left hand side, well, they were going pick and go in earlier, but Talamavali one off runner. And they'll go left hand side. Holmes now. Good hands there from Teddy Anderson. And there's a penalty for offside once more, and there's a time off as Cole Northcote. And this could be a yellow card coming. Might just be a warning though. Yeah, no, just a talking to.
I mean, that's pretty fortunate for Melville. I don't think they were probably.
Yeah, that's 3 in a row.
Yeah, I think that they're very lucky to get away with something like that, but
I'd say definitely a team warning there, and just say no more. There for Teddy Anderson once more. 2 metres short of the try line. Melville's defence holding quite well so far. Leomi Clopper's going in there close to the line. Again, the Melville defence doing well. Right hand side to Kalamavali. What's going to get first? Coates with another run. Holmes off to Kennedy Tahui. There for Ricky Takanoa. Did just hear somebody say Old Boys are running too high, and I think that is the case at the moment. Simon looking for the line. 5 metres short now. Melville looking for a turnover, can't get it. Baylor to Kalamavale. She's taking that ball like she's owning it and wants to take it home with her. Seems to be her friend today. As Naomi Clopper's one-off runner. Ball's popped out Melville's side. And there's a knock on. And that, for anyone even is an Old Boys supporter, you've just got to hand it to Melville's defence there, holding out. Something was going to give, and in the end, just a little knock on from Hamilton Old Boys, Vicky.
Yeah, just big ups to Melville. Sticking to it, and I know in those type of situations, it's anything can happen. So I think well done to Melville, but let's hope Old Boys can.
Well, Melville's, it's a defensive scrum 5 metres from their own line, and when Old Boys scrum has been pretty effective so far. A couple of times Melville have been pinged for popping up, so they'll be aware of that as well. And there's a big shunt coming in here from Old Boys, but no, it's a free kick. Early push is the call. There's a few players all over the place on the ground there. I don't think it's. I think it's more tiredness than injuries.
We tend to do that. I know that not on behalf of women's, but I know that men.
Oh, definitely. You've got to say.
Rugby players.
In a game like this, though, if both sides are sitting on the ground, they're going. It shows you how physical it is.
I know. Yeah, definitely both teams are pulling out all their tricks and
worthy of a final. This one definitely living up to its name. Big tackle there from Kalamavale going in. Melville still running it right out in front of their own posts. Melville Hamilton Old was looking for a penalty or a turnover at least. Here's Melville's scrappy ball and going backwards. They can't go too far backwards. It is the try line right behind them. And there's a penalty for Hamilton Old Boys. If you want to let it go a bit more than that. It's a quick tap. Kalamavale going close. Can't score up against the try posts anymore. That rule has been recently changed. And held up as the call on the try line. So it'll come back for a 5 metre penalty, 5 metre scrum. And I think everyone just might take a big deep breath of relief. There's a small stoppage in here.
Maybe a little breath, something they can,
Commentators, spectators, and players alike. No, we're commentating, mate, on Facebook. It's going live on Facebook.
Why?
So people can watch it on Facebook. We can't. We've got people all over the world watching it. Yeah, I'll go back to the play here. Ariana Baylor with the ball into the scrum. As Kennedy Simon breaks off. Just brought to ground short of the try line. Baylor to Kalamavale. She deserves a try if she can get there. Not quite this time.
Quite short, get just short of the line.
Baylor looking for her options. Now it's Ricky Takanawa. Who's caught short. 3 metres out and it's a penalty. Hamilton Old Boys just not getting enough players there. It's not releasing as the call.
I think Melville knew there wasn't support from Old Boys and they, identified that and, attacked. So big ups to them and say no.
Looks as though another Old Boys player has gone down here. For a game that's physical though, it's Vicki-Rose, it's quite surprising. Hasn't been as many injuries in the game as you would expect maybe from a game like this.
Such a high physical game like this, I know that there's been a few, but all of them have been they've just gotten back up and carried on playing. So I know that it just shows gratitude and grit in every single one of those players. So bigs up to everyone.
That's our microphone, mate. That's how people are hearing us talk. They can hear you. Yep. What's your name?
I don't know, all the way
You're not telling people. You're not going to tell the 196 people watching what your name is. Okay. Who are you supporting today?
Melville.
You kind of looks like that with the red and green face paint along with your hoodie, mate. I hope you.
I also play for Melville.
Oh, you also play for Melville. That's great
I
to
didn't
see.
have my game not long ago. I had it like half an hour ago.
Did you win or lose?
Those like old boys.
Oh, that's not good.
About,
Vicki-Rose is going to smile on her face about that, though.
about 20 to 5.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, that happens in rugby. We'll
No,
go
we
back.
got 15 to 20.
Oh, yes.
15 to 20.
Well, we'll just go back to the game here, mate, because
Yeah, another scrum.
there's another scrum. There's been plenty of these in the game so far. Can you pull with the feed?
Good
And there's
shunt.
another shunting in here. Old boys were pinged in the last one for going too early.
Bodies all over the place again and stuff. There's an I think there's a few
So we'll reset this scrum once more.
I think there's a few reserves on for both teams.
Yeah, I think it's in the forwards too, because I'm looking at Hamilton Old Boys backline. They haven't changed other than Kelsey Tanetti, who took that heavy head knock earlier in the game, which has Ariana Baylor on for most of it. Melville have got a good shunt into the scrum. There for Flula. She can run. She shrugs off a couple. She's away. There's a couple of Old Boys tacklers on her. Therefore, Jasmine Hotham finds back inside to Danielle Pienga. Hotham has it. There for Manaia Nuku. Called for offside, but I think she was just pretty flat there. And there's a penalty in here, not releasing in the tackle. And Old Boys get another penalty. This is definitely finals footy out here, Vicki-Rose.
Just going back there, great line break from Stacey, you know. Great support from her teammates, so I think
Bit of cramp in here for who was the Old Boys player?
Micaiah.
It is Micaiah. Ricky Takanawa. Getting the old calf muscle and hamstring stretched out.
Does that mean
It does. That red light on the microphone means it's on and people are listening.
I'm not telling them how old I am?
Well, you told us. We could tell everybody how old you are.
No.
Actually, no, you did tell us. Just as you finish showing us how old you are, you then said how old you are this year. You gotta be careful. You've got to be careful.
I see I'm 9 this year.
See, now they've heard it.
There we go.
9
now
this
they've
year.
heard it. Looks like a replacement coming on for Old Boys.
More number 8. Number 4 and number 8.
Sorry, Ricky Savage, she just turned around and she would over both hoping she would.
I'm wrong.
Just under 10 minutes to go in the 2020 Gallagher Waikato Women's Club Rugby Final here at Collins Road. Melville up against Hamilton Old Boys. It's the home side leading 19-7 currently. 19-5. There's a big shunt in from Melville. There's a tight head as well. And there's a penalty. Might as well just let the crowd pull that one.
Massive scrum from Melville.
Is the game over?
No, still got 10 minutes, mate.
Massive game. Big unit there, Rihanna Espinal, so you know. She's definitely a weapon in the scrums area for Melville, so.
Good spotting there, Vicki-Rose, because I've got a different 22 on mine, but it has been scratched out.
Oh.
So
Okay.
I'm glad you did know it was Rihanna.
Yeah. No, that's Ree.
So that's the reason why I'd always supposed to have somebody who knows the players in the comments seat, you see.
Oh, yeah, she's doing well. She's coming back from an ACL injury too, so you're getting a tight head on the Old Boys.
Who
player.
says rugby's soft?
Exactly.
Good scrum here from Hamilton Old Boys, but
There we
they've
go.
won a penalty. Well, the Old Boys players celebrating just as well as Melville did. 2 scrums, a penalty each now.
Maybe I spoke too soon. Quick tap from Baylor.
Kalamavali on another storing run. Take their legs out and they can't run anymore. Therefore, the Army Coppers. Inside Melville's half now is Hamilton Old Boys. For Kennedy Simon, who's definitely been one of the players of the match in this final. Baylor finding Ricky Savage. Goes right hand side. Oh, great hands there from Ricky Takanoa. Chip through. Cleaned up there from Jasmine Hotham. We've already seen she can run. She's got players with her, but Old Boys are just standing there looking. She's taken off a couple of players and not back is the call. Cleaned up there from Manaia Nuku.
Oh, it looks all cramps.
Yeah, there's a few people cramping there. I think in a final like this, you just got to get back into the defensive line or the attacking line and help your own team out. Left hand side, it's there for, and it's there for Flula. Flula looking for a second, she offloads it. And quarter forward pass, oh no! It's not appreciated there. Lanita Nalu was looking like she was in for all money.
She did, and she was looking hard to stop actually, so very unfortunate call for Melville, but
Cole Northcote doing very well though to be in line with that pass on a break like that as a referee. It's quite hard sometimes because you're never sure which way the ball's going to be passed, but did well to be in line and call that.
Even the touches, I think, are doing an incredible job as well. So.
Yeah, Brianne Williams and Paul Redfern as the assistant referees today. They're doing a great job assisting Cole Northcote out there. 5.5 minutes to go, 19-5. Old Boys with a defensive scrum inside the 22. The 2020 Waikato Gallagher Women's Final. Nick. As the ball comes out for Old Boys, couple of shrugs off there. And being moved right hand side, being left behind by Sue. And Old Boys just outside the 22. Baylor there finding some support through Kennedy. It's a chip through. Hoffman going back. Finding some enough penalty players retreating with you though. Inside the half for Melville. Decent tackle there on Kiriana Nolan. Paul has it. Offloading to Innie. Just Smith. And Old Boys have won it. Pinched it off the side of the ruck there. And inside the 22 now goes Hope Fraser. Inside the half. Right hand side through for Holmes. Kennedy Tahui with a good run. Holmes playing halfback once more. Hasn't run it that many times, which I found quite surprising from Hamilton Old Boys. Leomi Kloppers with it. Now to Hope Fraser. Gives it off to Tidia Anderson. 14 metres inside Melville's half. It's Kalmavali on another big run. Being spread out there to Ricky Takanoa. Still there sitting there for Old Boys. Coates has it.
thing with Old Boys just needs to keep ball possession and stuff.
And Simon cleans up a loose pass. There for Treadaway. Left hand side. Is she going to make it? Oh, there's a great tackle come in. And
Looks like it might have been
it's a try being scored from Hamilton Old Boys. We do apologise. The battery's just gone flat on the camera just as that try was being scored.
By the looks of things, it was Dion once again scoring for Old Boys.
Mate, don't touch, please. Yeah, Dion Treadaway definitely deserved a good try down that left-hand side. Now this conversion's critical with just over 2 minutes to go. Just a reminder, that time is only an estimate. It is not a definite thing. Referee has sole judge of fact and time.
Yep.
So the conversion here from Ariana Baylor. 2 metres left-hand side, left-hand touch on the 22-metre line. Melville running some substitutions on. And the conversion's away to the left. And that is full time. Melville have taken out the 2020 Gallagher Women's Premiership Final here at Collins Road. Thoughts there, Vicki-Rose Green, as an Old Boys player and supporter?
Big ups to both teams. I think they played exceptionally well. I think without a doubt that was a finals footy game. So
it was definitely finals footy.
Big ups to Melville, 3-peat. So that's a huge achievement as a team and as an individual, even to be a part of that team and stuff. But I think a big ups to the Old Boys girls for keeping in there and staying the whole 80 minutes.
They deserved to be in the final as well, and they showed that out there. Melville were convincing winners over you in round 2. You obviously did a few things that improved your game, but no, definitely well played, both sides there for it. Congratulations, Melville, for winning that. We will stay with the celebrations here on behalf of Vicki-Rose Green. My name is Bevin Jenkinson on the commentary side of things. We will take a break. As I said, we'll stay with the celebrations in that. Coming up at 2:45 will be the men's Stag Trophy match between Melville and Fraser Tech. Bevin Jenkinson, myself and Nick Shoston calling that one for you. Anyway, that'll be up on a new stream. Thanks very much, Vicki-Rose Green. I hope you did enjoy your commentary debut today.
Definitely.
It was really appreciated to have you. All right, thanks very much.
Thank you.
And enjoy tonight
Thank you.
as much as you can. So folks, that is the end of the 2020 Gallagher Women's Premiership final here between Melville, who have taken it out 19-10 over Hamilton Old Boys. Join us back in about 5 minutes. We'll be bringing you the Stag Trophy match between Fraser Tech and Melville here at Collins Road. Bevin, Jenkinson, myself and Nick Shoston bringing you that one. That'll be up on a new live stream in the next couple of minutes. Thanks very much for joining us though, and I do hope you can stay tuned for the men's match as well.